Hello friends, welcome back to my video. Today I am going to narrate a story from Tales of Tenali Raman. So let's see what is our new story. The greedy Brahmins. Krishna Devaraya's mother was on her deathbed. She wanted to donate mangoes to the Brahmins. Unfortunately, it was not the mango season. She died before the king's men searched and got the mangoes. The king felt very unhappy and repentant that he could not fulfill his dearest mother's last wish. The king could not forget this incident, so he called a Brahmin to seek his advice as to how to atone his sin. King Krishna Devaraya said, "O Brahmin, my mother's last wish was to give away mangoes to the Brahmins. Alas, it was not the mango season. I sent my men far and wide to see if there were any mangoes available, but there were none, and she died without fulfilling her last wish. I just don't know what to do. Now, what will be the state of my mother's soul? I, her son, a powerful king, was not able to give her a fine departure. Dear Brahmin, now please tell me what should I do for the peace of my mother's soul? The Brahmin was a greedy man. He saw this as a good opportunity to get some money for himself and for the other Brahmins. So he told the king, "My lord, this is very serious. If the last wish is not fulfilled, it keeps the soul wandering on the earth. The soul will be truly liberated only after the fulfillment of the last wish. But your mother is not alive, so you cannot fulfill her last wish. There is only one way left for you to do so. You have to distribute pure gold mangoes among the Brahmins. In this way, her soul will be liberated." King Krishnadevaraya was a religious man. He had faith in the Brahmins. He readily agreed to do it. He spent a lot of money on making mangoes of pure gold. He distributed them among the Brahmins with the other usual gifts. The Brahmins praised the king and assured him that his mother would go to heaven. The king was now satisfied that he had done his duty. Tenali Raman had seen the distribution. He did not like the Brahmins' greed. He was more irritated when, in the name of the religion, the Brahmin had deceived the king and had taken advantage of the king's dilemma and generosity. He decided there and then that he would teach him a lesson and cure him of his greed. Tenali Raman made the plan to use this opportunity. When the Brahmins left the court, he hurriedly went after them and stopped them. He approached them with a request. Oh dear Brahmins, I am very much impressed with you. You have performed the rites and liberated the soul of the king's mother. Today is my mother's death anniversary. I am requesting you to come to my house and perform some religious rites. I have also made arrangement to give you gifts, so I hope you will come. The Brahmins readily agreed to go to Tenali Raman's house. They knew that Tenali Raman always received plenty of gifts from the king. They thought that they would get some good gift from him, and they would get even more from him after performing the religious rites. So they all happily went with Tenali Raman. Tenali Raman invited them and they all went inside the house. There, Raman courteously greeted them, making sure that they all were seated comfortably. Tenali Raman locked the doors from inside. Then he went into the kitchen and lighted a fire in the hearth. He put some long iron rods in the fire to be heated and then he came out. The Brahmins could not understand what was going on inside. They could not see any of the usual preparation for religious ceremony going on in the house. They waited for Tenali Raman to give them alms and gift, but there was no sign of that too. Tenali Raman was busy heating the iron rods. He took out the iron rods one by one, examined them, and put them again into the fire pit. He was turning them around to heat them properly from all sides. Waiting for some time, all the Brahmins lost patience. They asked Tenali Raman, "Dear Raman, we do not understand why you have called us here. There is no sign of any ritual. You are very busy heating the rods. If you are not ready to perform the rites, then why did you call us here?" Raman said, "Oh dear Brahmins, please have patience. I am trying to fulfill my mother's last wish. Within a few minutes, the iron rods will become red hot, and then I will conduct the rites." Hearing this, the Brahmins became more puzzled. They became a little nervous too. One of them said, "Raman, what has the death rites to do with the iron rods? This is just wastage of time. We have to return our homes." Tenali Raman replied calmly, "As it has happened, my mother was suffering from arthritis. She used red hot iron rods on her body to get relief from the pain. On her last day, she had great pain in her joints. She asked me to heat the iron rod. While I was heating the iron rod, she died. So you see, I felt sorry that I could not fulfill her last wish. Her soul must have been wandering on this earth. When I will put red hot iron rods on your bodies, her last wish will be fulfilled and her soul will be liberated." Tenali Raman continued, "O learned Brahmins, tell me, if the king can atone his sin by donating gold mangoes to you, how can you deny the same privilege to me? As per my mother's last wish, which I could not fulfill at that time, you have to happily receive the red hot iron rods on your body to liberate my mother's soul. Also, Allow me to get rid of my sin. Hearing this, all the Brahmins were stunned. Tenali Raman gave them a few minutes to recover from the shock. Then he said, O scholars, have a little more patience. In a few minutes, I will come with red hot irons and put them on your bodies. Saying so, he went inside. Now the Brahmins understood what Tenali Raman meant to say. They also understood why he was behaving in that manner. They felt ashamed of their greediness. They felt guilty of taking advantage of the king's goodness and generosity. They went to Tenali Raman and asked for his forgiveness and promised to return the gold mangoes back to the king. Next day, in the court, the Brahmins returned the mangoes. The king could not understand why this was happening. The king asked for an explanation. The Brahmins said in the court, Sir, we want your forgiveness. You are kind and generous. As Tenali Raman has pointed out, we became very greedy. We misled you and are very ashamed of our conduct. They described the red hot iron episode of Tenali Raman. They also explained how they had come to their senses. They promised that in future they would not take advantage of ignorant people. They thanked Tenali Raman for making them understand their mistake. The king listened to all this silently. Finally, he said, Dear Brahmins, it is against our custom, culture, and religion to take back what is given as charity. I can't take back the gold mangoes. Keep them with you. The Brahmins said, We cannot accept mangoes. It is because of them that we have become sinners. Now we have taken our vows to live honestly and be true to our learning. On that issue, both the parties argued for a long time. The king started losing patience. But Tenali Raman came forward and calmed down everyone. Then he said to the king, Sir, don't force the Brahmins to take the mangoes against their wishes. You are also right that you cannot take back charity. I request you to kindly return all the gold mangoes at the Brahmins' houses. In this way, the problem will be solved and settled. The king was very pleased with Tenali Raman. He came forward and lovingly hugged him. I hope you liked today's story. See you again with another story. Till then, bye bye.